Hello and welcome. I'm Natalie. Let's talk about money. So today we're going to talk about a video that I watched concerning why a certain creator on YouTube doesn't follow or doesn't understand Dave Ramsey, doesn't understand the principles and why everyone listens to him and goes on and on about him. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So the video that I watched was called I'm Retiring at 42, Why I Don't Follow Dave Ramsey. So that was the video, and the creator is Remy Olarawahu. I apologize. I do not know how to pronounce the last name. I apologize. I will link her down below though because she has some great information out there. She has a number of videos. She started her YouTube channel about about 8 months ago, I believe. And so she's got some good information there. So, check her videos out, especially this one, because this is the one I'm responding to. And, the main thing is that personal finances are personal. And that's the main thing you need to get out of anybody talking about money or finances on YouTube. What I say may not be reflected in what she says. What I think, you may not agree with what I think. I may not agree with what you think, etc. It's personal. Hence, personal finance is what we call it. And so you have to take the parts that you believe and that you understand and that you can work into your life to make your life better. That's the whole goal of this channel and her channel and all the different financial focused channels. So, everyone basically has to get motivation from, wherever they can find it, who they can agree with, and maybe who they can agree with, because maybe that shines a different light on finances. And in my own personal opinion, the less money you'll have and the less money you can invest. Now, investing for some people means just putting it in an ETF. Investing for other people means buying a business or buying real estate or buying all kinds of other physical investments, not just in the market somewhere, but maybe the housing market or maybe the business, buying a business. And so again, that's very personal, and that is totally reliant on you and your beliefs and your income as well. Because if you make $50,000 a year versus someone who makes $500,000 a year, there's a big difference in what you can invest in terms of investing in real estate or investing in businesses. Now, if you are smart with your money and you make $50,000 and you have no debt, you're better off than the person who makes $500,000 and is $580,000 in debt. Because the person that's making 50 has no payments. And so that money that would have been put toward payments could go toward making an investment. So I get a little excited about this because I was so deep in debt. My late husband and I were so deep in debt that we did end up having to file for bankruptcy. And while that cleared out a few credit cards, it doesn't clear out everything. It didn't clear out our house. It didn't clear out all the student loans. And we're still living on credit cards somehow. So, being in debt can be scary. It can be dangerous. It can hurt you mentally, physically, emotionally, all the things, which is why I stay as far away from debt as possible. I don't have debt, and I believe in staying that way. And I'm happy that way. Do I need to retire at 42? No, because I'm 48, so I can't retire at 42. Could I retire if I wanted to at 52? I could, but it would be tight. And so the decisions I make today are going to affect me in the future. So I have to make good decisions now in order to live the life that I want forever. Not just today, not just this month, not just this year, but forever. Okay, this is a forever game. So anyway, so let me get back on topic here. So she discussed 3 different items that she doesn't agree with in this video. So the first one was that all debt is bad. Now this is something that I do pretty much agree with Dave on. Dave says all debt is bad, and the only thing that they kind of say is okay to finance is a house and to have a mortgage. And I think that's acceptable. I think financing a home is smart if you want to get into home ownership, but you have to make sure you're prepared for that step. If you are trying to buy a home, don't do it if you have $80,000 in debt sitting behind you, because now you have to pay for the house and for the debt. And you also have to pay for anything that goes wrong with the house, because there's not a landlord that's going to come fix it. So I don't agree that all debt is bad. I do agree that 99.9% of debt is bad. If you're buying a business, it's logical that you're probably going to finance that. If you're buying a home, it's logical that you're probably going to finance that. But that does not mean that you should continue to pay on those loans forever, like people do. We should not do that. Then the next point that she made was that Dave says to sacrifice all fun. And this is only true while you're getting out of debt. So once you're out of debt, have all the fun you want as long as you've budgeted it and put it into a plan so you know how much money you have to spend to go have fun with. I would not be able to go on my cruise for my birthday if I was in so much debt that I couldn't afford to buy the cruise. So instead, I just saved the money and am in the cruise and bought the cruise. So I have it. So the reason to sacrifice now is to get out of debt so that you have all that extra money that you were putting toward debt. You can enjoy that money. You can enjoy it by giving, by spending, by saving. Those are the three major things that the three major things that you do with debt. You give, you save, and you spend. And you should have money in order to do all three. Not one, not two, but all three. All right? And so his plan, again, is not to sacrifice forever. It is to sacrifice while you get yourself out of debt. And even once you're out of consumer debt, then he loosens up and you have other focuses, like focusing on, if you have children, focusing on their school loan debt or school loan savings so that they don't have to go into debt. Also, your emergency fund is vitally important. And then paying off your mortgage is kind of the big end result that you're after. Okay? So if you're not in debt, his plan probably isn't for you. If you make $1 million and only spend $500,000 a year, his plan may not be for you. If you are in debt, his plan works. I know that personally. Okay? And then last, she mentioned that his plan is just one plan for everyone. It works for everyone the same way. So one plan fits all, basically. And so, again, I go back to being a millionaire versus a 50,000-aire. If you make 50,000 and you spend 40,000, you have $10,000 left in cash that you do whatever you want to do. If you make $1 million and you spend $1.1 million, you're in debt by $100,000, and now you have to worry about paying that money back. So in reality, the person who makes 50,000 is actually richer than the person who makes 1.1 million or 1 million, because the 1.1 millionaire is in debt, and so they owe someone else their paycheck. When you finance something, you owe that whoever you got the financing from, you owe them part of your paycheck. I don't want to owe anyone anything. This is my paycheck. I had to work. No one else helped me work those hours. No one. And that's true whether you have your own business, whether you go to work every day, whether you're some other entrepreneur, you drive for Uber or whatever. No one is making that money for you. The only way you're not doing anything to make the money is when it's passive income. When you set yourself up with passive income, that's the intelligent way to be, because then you don't have to get up and go to work every day. No matter how you do it, if you have passive income, it will come to you. So, bottom line is, if you're in debt, you owe someone and you have to pay them back. If you are not in debt, you don't owe anyone, and the only person you're paying is yourself. So you can pay yourself by enjoying your life. For me, it's buying a car, and for me, it's going on a cruise, and for me, it's, just doing whatever, because I have the money to do so. And not because I'm rich, not because I'm at the higher end of income, not at all, very middle class. I'm very middle class, but I am free. I have such freedom. It's amazing. And everyone should be able to have that freedom. Everyone. And the problem is that people don't set a plan. Dave Ramsey's plan may not work for everyone. I'm totally okay with that. Totally. Maybe you found someone else that does it better, that has a better plan. Back in the day, it used to be, oh my gosh, the name, Kiyosaki versus Ramsey. Those are the two. But find someone who works for you. Find someone who has a plan that you can get along with and you can go along with. So that's the bottom line. Just find the plan that works for you. Dave Ramsey may not be for you. Getting out of debt should be for you, though. That honestly, because the more freedom you have in your life, the more at peace you will feel, which then makes your life happier and just freer. It's wonderful to be free and not to owe anyone. It's wonderful. So, again, Dave Ramsey goes off the rails a little bit. He goes a little obnoxious once in a while. But the basic principles work. And that's the part that matters. And that's why millions of people have gotten out of debt using his plan. That's why. It's not because it doesn't work. It's not. Does it work for everyone? Of course not, because most people aren't dedicated. Most people don't care that they're $100,000 in debt, in credit card debt. Most people don't care. They have a car loan, they have a student loan, they have a credit card, they have a whatever other kind of loans you get, a loan to buy your lawnmower, a loan to buy your furniture, everything. If you get out of debt, I promise you it is a more freeing situation. Now, if you are buying larger items like businesses, for example, or if you're a real estate investor, that's fine. Go ahead and finance that. The problem is when the bank calls your note and you're expected to pay that off immediately. That's the problem. Don't get stuck in that problem. But what you should do is you should invest in yourself today so you can make a difference for others tomorrow. I thank you so much for stopping by. Go check Remy's video and see what you think. And also give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. I thank you so much for stopping by. Y'all have a great one.